Finbarr fanboy.
Fair enough. But does it 2-0 or does it 2-1?
Totally no bias.
Does it 2-0 or does it 2-1?
Super strong, but I want to say 2-0 for Finbarr.
You know what? Then I go 2-1 V89. I like it when the casters are on opposite sides of things. As you can see here, V89, his average guess time a lot lower than what a lot of these other players we've seen. Almost twice the time Finbarr takes to get his guesses in than V89. So maybe that's going to be what's needed. Setting up the speed a little bit and catch Finbarr off. Of course, the Irishman is hard to catch off, but maybe V89 has it in him to do just that. And as you can see here on the leaderboard now too, with it of course being updated, they're sat just 3 points apart.
Exactly, and yeah, we saw the stats. We saw Finbarr is the stronger player based on the stats, but we have been fooled by the stats a couple times.
True.
But yeah, Finbarr has been very locked in on the previous games he played so far. Had some very insane guesses. Some guesses where he himself was surprised how well he played. So really on top of his game right now. But V89 isn't someone to underestimate. Also a very, very strong player.
So V89 goes into Belgium early on. Finbarr is still down towards central France, actually on the southwest side of Paris. Now he swings back last second.
He's playing tricks on us.
Hey, Finbarr. The bait's coming out here early on. Still off by 16 points, but that could have been a whole lot more had he not done that last second adjustment.
Toby, I was about to switch up my prediction there, but good thing he switched his guess.
It was for content. It was for content.
In Australia, definitely. We are in Australia, and we have, again, try not to mention polls challenge impossible today.
Yeah.
We have those Stobie polls, which are South Australia, not specific, but I mean 99%.
The game you talked the least about polls was when Swan Gambit was playing, which is kind of ironic.
Why was it ironic?
Well, I mean, I don't feel like I need to explain my joke. It was good. What do you mean, Geolotus? I'm not gonna fall for that. In the meantime, I mean, Adelaide too has had a lot of screen time today. And, well, they're both in and around this area. So you'd have to imagine it's down here somewhere. And indeed, it is both within 20 kilometers of the location. But once again, we're going down to that south side of Australia.
Yeah, definitely. Also, this time it was a bit easier to region guess within South Australia because we had those vineyards all over the place. And those are very commonly found around that area, and especially east of Adelaide. And it looks like we are right back, though.
Train tracks. Not enough to go by early on. Finbarr going up the street initially, but now reversing, going back. I mean, it is...
definitely.
If you know the region, maybe you can line up the crossing of the train tracks here. I don't know. Is it too much to ask?
You could, if you really know exactly where you are.
It seems like Finbarr knows the road. He's going up and down looking for this train track crossing.
Yeah, there are a lot of train tracks along the roads in Australia, so he has some here, but we are right on it. Therefore, I don't think that does make sense.
Oh,
now he does switch because he knows it can't be there. It was like all the way further south. It looked very outback. Therefore, I can respect that guess from Castrola going all the way north there.
Out in the middle of nowhere. As we go into round number 4. Damage done on both sides. The majority of it has come towards V89. As we go, I mean, wow, quick hunker
very
plunk
quick
here.
Yes, yeah, and also we had Finbarr moving right away. He didn't even make a 360. So he really tried to get that information as quick as possible, but Castrola didn't allow it. However, he's still getting a little bit closer.
And this is what you do, right? I mean, we've seen it in similar playstyles when MK plays, how you go in for these almost instant guesses, and you don't really care when you lose a round by 100, 200, 300 points. It's because you know it's going to come back to you when you force your opponent to play a slower playstyle, that he gets one wrong. That's when you pull back the big points. So I like the idea of not really minding losing a bit. The issue is when you're up against players that are so consistent that you give them the extra 15 seconds and they just win out every time. And this time around, actually, it's going to be Finbarr with the first guess. What do you think he's listening to? You can see him vibing with the headphones on.
Probably, I want to go with
right now?
Taylor Swift.
His mouse goes bow, 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 bow. Maybe just listening to some really deep, dark trance music, as he's actually whatever he's listening to is working 1 kilometer off.
I don't think Finbarr listens to trance, but who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe
We'll have to ask him. We do get to talk to him. We do get to talk to him later.
True, we could ask him. But yeah, he's playing very well so far.
Yukurai Plonk once again. V89.
Not much to work with.
Putting the tempo up high here.
Yeah, back to what you've said. I totally agree. Most of the times, those minimal points don't really matter too much, especially with those multis towards the end of the game. I feel like it's often way more worth to put the pressure down rather than
That's exactly it, the pressure, right? You're trying to get into the head of your opponent. It's like mental warfare, effectively, of saying, you know what, I'm going to pressure you every single round, so that the round where you're in doubt, you know full well that you're only going to be given those 15 seconds to work with.
Definitely, and that can definitely stress out some players out there. I know there are players who get stressed when those insta-plonks get sent up at them back and forth.
Beautiful landscape here.
Definitely some mind games as well involved in this. And yeah, we are in Iceland again. Very, very beautiful indeed. So now we have
plenty of fjords to pick and choose between.
Yes, they are both scanning all the possibilities here. Not the easiest task, because you have just way too many of them in Iceland.
I mean, he does have one east to west fjord line up, Finbarr, but is he on point? Is it the right one? Is it a Iceland 5K? No, it's not, but V89 on the other hand had it locked down, and that's gonna take Finbarr all the way down to 700.
That's kind of a deja vu. We have a east and a west guess in Iceland again, which we saw before, but yeah, this time it was a very, very good guess from V89. Almost right on it. And almost closing out the game there.
Yeah.
Only 700 health left for Finbarr, and now we go back to those sweet couple extra points.
And this is where, like, once you get hit like that, that's where now that the pressure is back on, it can start to get to you, like, oh no, now I don't have the time and I'm under pressure.
Yep.
Let's see. Finbarr, low on health. Jumping around London to Sheffield, London to Sheffield, and it is going to be all the way down towards Bath.
I don't think that would have mattered to his points at all there, because
I guess London would be a bit closer, but whether you're on 209 or 240, I don't think it's going to be the biggest difference when your opponent is at 4,000.
Yeah, and London is also a bit further east, so I think that would have equaled it out, maybe.
Potentially.
But we are in Malaysia. And I want to say it looks like Borneo. Finbarr did have his map open as he crossed a mile marker. So he didn't check it because he was probably busy opening the map. I don't know if that mile marker would have helped him.
I like it when we get that feature where we can see what they're looking at. I know there's different things that can do that, but it's always interesting to see where their eyes are, because you can see players miss info sometimes to go, oh, why didn't he see that? Yeah. You know,
now
and then
he stopped. Now
there you go. There you go. But then obviously oftentimes there's a good reason, but now he gets it lined up. How much info do you get off of this, though? It seems like they found the exact same info, but like in different places, and they're, I mean, you would assume that their guess is going to be identical, but 209, Finbarr. Now he's flying around again. Last second readjustments could cost him this one.
He's looking for that town given on the mile marker. Can't really find it.
It's not going to be. He was down there, but it's not to be.
Yes, I don't know if he would have survived if he stayed, but
that would have been difficult for sure. 5 times multiply here in round 9 would be dangerous. And V89, again, putting the pressure on early on here, seemed to not work up until the 5,000 point round that he came out victorious in. And now we go into no move.
Yeah, definitely something I didn't predict on the moving game for V89 to come out as the winner. But with that guess in Iceland, he really gave himself a very big lead, a very good advantage.
Ireland, at least initial marker put down for Finbarr.
Yes, definitely looking like Ireland. And with Finbarr, as someone who is from Ireland and also did practice a little bit of Ireland, I think.
Standing side by side, waving over to his
yeah.
Finnish friend. Out victorious here in the first round in this game as well. And of course needs to come out victorious in this game if he wants to take it into round 3. Wait, have we? I was gonna say we've had this exact location earlier today, but there's no way.
I can't
It looked
recall
very much. It looked very much like an area we were in earlier. But of course, hey, I mean, areas can look the same.
Yeah, that's an India moment where you start
I was like,
thinking everything looks the
street
same.
that way, and that house. I was like, wait a minute, but no, not quite the same.
Nope, not at all.
Where
This
are
is an
we here?
interesting one.
No bullets, no antennas, exclusively dirt road and foliage, and bad camera quality. What are you thinking?
It looks like Cambodia, but...
What sent you there? Just vibes?
Yeah, I want to say the vegetation, but...
I mean, it can't be anything else, can it?
It could
Outside
be
of
India.
camera quality.
Oh, you mean as clues? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like with this camera, you only consider India and Cambodia.
Okay.
But actually... Oh, okay. I'm not sure.
Give me a guess.
Not
Where
sure
is
though.
it?
Those fields look Cambodian, but everything else looks off.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
You're
I'm not sure
in
at all.
doubt. Seems like they're in doubt. V89, he has. I mean, he's not one to like to give
with
Finbarr
them-
this much time to work with. And this time around, he even seems insecure about it. He's gonna go east. Finbarr goes a bit further west, and they're both pretty much identical distance to the actual location.
Oof. Yeah, equally far away, but I would have not guessed there by any means. So good for them at least getting the right country.
Down to Yucatan. Finbarr goes early on. Seems like V89 is going to follow. Plonk it down. We know that's the playstyle, but Finbarr now given 15 seconds extra to try and see if he can line this one up.
Yeah, I've said it before, Yucatan or this peninsula region of Mexico is very recognizable. And the country itself is very known to be guessable based on vegetation. So you have different cactus types, you have actually a lot of different plants, crops you can use to region guess Mexico. I don't think there's any country where you can use it more than in Mexico.
Santiago plonk now for V89. Do you like this Chile guess?
Yeah, definitely looking like Vina del Mar region.
It's obviously not
to
going to
the
be
south
in
and
Santiago.
west.
Just saying. There ain't a whole lot of houses there, but they were practically on top of one another. That's, how does that happen? I mean,
it's
V89
just-
plonks it. He doesn't even zoom in on the country. And Finbarr is right next to him.
Yep. The way it happens is just that some countries have clusters of coverage. But it's just a default guess, you know?
Okay.
When you have like this certain X terrain with those foliage, you just assume it's somewhere.
Wait, they're lining up
that's
very specific
how they-
roads here. Is this a unique, like, known road?
Yes, yeah. I mean, it is, again, you have fall coverage and you have the hills. So therefore, this region of Russia makes a lot of sense. Finbarr is right on it, though.
How do you
He
best
is
Finbarr in Russia?
he is known to be very good at Russia.
Practically wrote a PhD on Russia for GeoGuessr purposes. A
Yeah, I
massive
don't think
document.
Anyone
that,
has studied Russia as much as Finbarr did.
Exactly.
There are a lot of players who enjoy playing Russia a lot, learning it a lot, but no one did it as
I feel like
much as Finbarr.
no player knows Russia as well as they do without some sort of credit having to go to the work that Finbarr has put in to
definitely.
teach everyone this country. And once again, he's going to come up victorious. A 1,200 point hit followed by an 800 pointer. Sends V89 down to 2,500 health now. Finbarr, of course, trying to strike back, trying to make sure that this goes into an NPC.
Yes, he's doing very well in this no-move game so far. Against V89, barely lost any points. But this is something where it potentially could happen, but I have to go into that car meta again. We don't see any car, which is very commonly found in Austria. If it is Europe. Especially with this landscape given. We have those alpine pines. We have those snow-capped mountains. And
What?
V89 is in the right valley there.
Not only is on the right road, he's just across the valley.
Yep.
V89, he knew something. Had he spent more time, like fully locked in on that east side there, that would have been potentially a 5k. But once again, I mean, his early sense paying off massively.
Definitely not the easiest task to get the right valley. I mean,
First, I mean, maybe it's just maybe
gets-
that's what the V means. V89, Valley 89. Maybe that's who he is. First, he does it in
Maybe.
Iceland with the fjord, and now he does it in Austria.
I don't know what it stands for, but we could agree that it might just stand for valley. And he's just...
Now
good
it
at
does,
knowing
until
valleys.
proven wrong. Now it will. Until the Twitch catches up and they all tell us what it stands for, then it means valley.
Shoot.
Let's see here.
Kali
Cambodia
guess.
guesses
It is
as
Kali.
Finbarr, the 4999. Big
Yeah.
damage come through. And that sends us into an NPC. He knew the city. He knew the road almost. And now we're tied at 1-1. Sigh of relief for Finbarr. Swapping back to the Taylor Swift bangers as we go into an NPC.
Yeah, he was just way too consistent with it in this no-move game.
Yeah.
Didn't make any mistakes. And even if V89 made an insane guess in Austria, getting the right valley, you usually are only one valley off or two valleys off. So not many points to pick up there.
There we go.
Unfortunate for him, but he has another chance to win this match in this NPC game.
NPC and cloud formations.
I thought we are further north here.
That's the danger, right? The danger of the insta-sense is that you can go, oh, wait a minute, because only then do you see the extra little frame, the extra pixel of a bush in the distance that sends you elsewhere. But nope, they both were in and around the right area. 300 damage down over to Finbarr.
I mean, they both end up in Victoria. I thought of New South Wales, but with them both guessing Victoria, I probably was wrong, but yeah.
Happens.
This looks like Kalimantan, I want to say. It is hilly Kalimantan, so could be north, could be west. Those are where you find the most hills.
Vietnam already locked in, trying to go east in this one. And this time around, hits closer once again. Only 2 rounds in, almost 1,000 damage done to Finbarr. We'll see if he can strike back here in what is guaranteed to be the final game of this matchup. I feel like there's a certain script going on right now with open plains.
Yes.
We've had
I
a lot
don't
of
like it
those
because
today.
I also have to make a guess along with them.
So what are you thinking? What are you thinking here?
I thought Canada.
Wait. Are we going Canada and Whoa, this
Oh,
could
we
be
had a
game.
Russian. Okay, that building does not look Russian at all.
This could be game. This most likely will be game. 13 against 4,800.
Oh, wow.
Finbarr strikes back, strikes home, and takes the win 2-1.
Yeah, I think V89 was afraid that it is Russia against Finbarr and tried to put the pressure on there.
But that's
And
also
not
the danger,
give him
right?
the time to region guess it right. But I just think